Now more of film critic Pam Powell's interview with the director of Duel. We're going to learn where he found his inspiration behind the action scenes.
Another common thing, unfortunately, that we're dealing with is COVID, and you had a lot of hurdles to jump over in order to make this film. Tell us a little bit about the filming location and what happened with that.
Yeah, we were scheduled to go prior to COVID, around like May-ish, maybe a little bit earlier. And then once COVID hit, everything got put on the back burner. We were waiting to see what was going to happen, and just kept getting worse and worse, as everyone knows. And my producers ended up pitching Finland as an option because of their relationship with a financier out of Finland, but then also the country did a really great job at handling the pandemic there. It's a very community-minded country. Everyone kind of looks out for each other, and so the numbers were drastically lower than any other place in the area and in Europe. And so we kind of jumped at the opportunity to shoot there, and it informed the look of the movie. It informed the tone in ways that I could have never dreamed of had we shot in the United States, like I've done previously. And yeah, like I think that not only did COVID affect us in a good way in that, because that ended up being a great location for us, but then obviously it now led to Sundance having to go into this virtual mode, which is sad in some ways, but I'm also really excited that people are going to get to see it who maybe wouldn't have gotten a chance before, because there is a bit of a steep curve to getting to Sundance and renting an apartment or like lodging or whatever it is. So right. I'm glad that people who would not gotten to see the movie are going to maybe get to see it.
Yeah, and that definitely is a positive. We noted that last year as well, and I'm glad that everyone will have an opportunity to be able to see your film and many others. I want to talk a little bit about, you've got with The Art of Self-Defense as well as this movie, you've got like physical combat scenes. So is there something in your personal life where you like to integrate that aspect into films, or is that just a fluke and that was out of base?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not necessarily I like watching action movies and stuff, but I'm not necessarily an action movie guy. That said, I do jujitsu as a hobby, and I've been doing it for 8.5 years now, almost 9 years. I'm a brown belt, and something I just love. And so the idea for The Art of Self-Defense came about very, very, very loosely on my experiences of learning to train.
I hope so.
Walking into exactly, yeah. Definitely had a much milder, more positive experience with my
good. Nobody died, right?
Exactly. No deaths yet. But yeah, like I was a blue belt when I started writing The Art of Self-Defense, and Duel, by the nature of the movie, just has some combat stuff in it. But it's funny, it doesn't have as many like fight scenes. There's this one fight scene that you know of that is sort of in like a pseudo slow motion that I'm very, very excited about seeing how people respond to. But yeah, I think that there's an intrigue there, and I think that it's setting up this expectation of what a fight movie like this movie is going to do because of its fights, that hopefully will subvert the expectation of what people are expecting.
Okay, I have one last question for you.
Sure.
I find it interesting, you're a male and you've written a lead female role. And I think after watching this film, you do a great job of being able to tell this from a female's perspective and the interactions that occur among all the different characters and all the different relationships. Why did you choose a female over a male as your lead character?
For this one, I didn't want it to feel too literal, so I'd always had the idea of this being a woman, and Sarah being a woman. And then the more I got into it, the more it feels more fun for me to write for women because it's not me. I feel like I get to kind of step outside of myself a bit. And I think that it makes you look at things that you feel as a man in through a different set of eyes. And so you're like, how can I get this emotion across through this person's perspective? And so it's just more fun for me. And The Art of Self-Defense is a very masculine movie, like overtly, like that's the joke of it all. And there's a female character in it that I love and I love writing for. And then on my first feature, Faults, I wrote that part for my ex-wife. And so all of that too was fun to get to look at the film through the scope of her view and her perspective. And in this one, though, just like really getting to hone in on what she would be feeling and like trying to still make it relatable to everyone instead of it just being for women or just for men.
Right.
That's fun for me. So yeah, going forward, it would be fun to write for more female characters, but doing what's right for the story as well.
Right, very good. And you definitely do that. Riley Stearns, thank you so much for joining me to talk about Duel, which premieres on, I think it's Saturday, January 22nd at 7 p.m. Central Time. I wish we could be in Park City to celebrate this, but like you said, everyone everywhere can stream this movie.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.